It's called Gadgetries, people. Science Museum, Oklahoma, hosting NewsOK TV this week. We take you on the ins and outs. We go exploring. We go to space. Every place. It's Science Museum, Oklahoma.
That's right. One of the places we also go to is the Whodunit area. And we're also talking about Whodunit with a local cheerleader actually stopped a crime in progress. We're going to talk to her.
And of course, we couldn't have NewsOK TV without some sports, could we? We preview Big 12 Media Days. Take a look at what OU and OSU's expectations are for the season.
And an Okie twist off of sorts. Route 66 Bowl is actually closing its doors, but we're going to take you to the party. That's all coming up on NewsOK TV.
This is NewsOK TV.
This is NewsOK TV. Welcome to NewsOK TV, where NewsOK.com comes to your living room television. I'm Dave Morris.
And I am Angie Bruss. We are here in the Science Museum, Oklahoma, formerly called the Omniplex when I was a kid. But you know what? It's even cooler now as the Science Museum, Oklahoma. They have some of the classics, but some very new things as well, like this exhibit we're standing in, the Whodunit exhibit.
And here to answer that hard-hitting question of whodunit is Brett Mahoney. Brett, come on in with Science Museum, Oklahoma. Thanks for your time. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Tell us about this exhibit. There's lots to this.
Yes, we're standing here in the Hall of Heroes and Villains in Whodunit, the Science of Solving Crimes. This is one of our new exhibits. We're very excited about it. It opened in early December, and to see basically a crime scene, and then you take the evidence you find at the crime scene, you take it into the lab, you process that evidence, and be able to see a child take that crime from beginning to end is really exciting for us, because they're able to use the real science that folks over at OSBI, the FBI, and that sort of thing use in a laboratory here in the museum. So.
OSBI and the medical examiner's office actually helped you with this exhibit, is that right?
That's right. They played a crucial role. They made sure that what we were putting out there was accurate, and not just accurate, but up for today, because the technology changes, the science changes very quickly in that field. So,
wow, it's very cool, and I love how you start off when you walk through with actual crime, and then you go through, you even go to the autopsy.
That's right. You actually can see an actual autopsy being demonstrated, projected onto a mannequin's torso. So it's pretty neat.
Wow.
And some of the things, in fact, this lie detector test, we're going to test on her later. But that's one of the things you have in here is, I see the machine gun over there, the lie detector. There's lots of cool artifacts here too.
That's right. That's right. What we do is we mix the hands-on with some really cool artifacts. We do have a Thompson submachine gun. This was one of the 3 original Thompsons that was issued to OSBI's original 3 agents, and the governor gave them these guns and said, go stop bank robberies. In the first year, they were able to cut bank robberies by 75% with 3 guys and 3 Thompson submachine guns. We have one of those here on display at the museum. We have a polygraph. We have some really, really cool things here in the building.
That is impressive. I love it. And then tell us about this is the gallery of the heroes and the villains. These heroes, these OSBI characters, are actually real people?
That's right. That's right. What we've done is we've taken the actual forensic scientists that we have in the lab that helped us a lot putting this together, and we've illustrated them in comic book form. We did that because it's fun, it's exciting for them, but also we wanted to make sure that we were able to focus on some of Oklahoma's rich cultural heritage, which does have a lot of kind of criminal history. So we have Machine Gun Kelly, Pretty Boy Floyd, the Bonnie and Clyde, and we wanted to make sure that when kids walked in, they could identify with the bright, colorful, awesome, which would be our OSBI officers, and not tend towards the guys holding the guns, which would be those ne'er-do-wells that we talked about. So.
Yes. Very cool. This is a great place, obviously, to search out if you're a kiddo or if you're an adult. I'm interested in it.
Same here, same here.
Thank you so much.
Brett, thanks for your time. We appreciate it.
And speaking of crime, a crime happened recently where a cheerleader got involved to help save the day.
Happened in Penn Square Mall. A 16-year-old cheerleader from Moore was actually overhearing people say, hey, stop thief, and she did. Check it out.
Well, me and my mom were in the mall, and she was in Macy's, and I was on the phone with her, and I saw this guy running down the mall, and he was carrying bags, and then I thought he was like a kid that was just, running, and then I hear people going, thief, thief, get him, thief, and so I was like, hang on, Mom, and he got close to me, and I got in his way, and grabbed him, and then he kept running and kind of like took me up off the ground a little bit, and then I just pulled him over and laid him on his stomach, and then held him there for a second, and I was like still holding onto his waist, and my knees were like on the tile, and then the cops came and handcuffed him and rolled him over. Well, he turned over and started chuckling and kind of like oh my gosh, I just got tackled by a girl. And that's just kind of how his face looked. And he didn't say anything though. But then everyone was like high-fiving me and like, ah, dude, you just got tackled by a girl, and like making fun of him. And these guys in a store across the hall were like, woo, and like cheering for me. It was more of an instinct thing because I only had a couple seconds to even think about it. So I didn't really think about it. I just did it. I meant to just stop him in his tracks so the cops could catch up, but.
And Angie, Keeley, of course, recognizes that was dangerous and probably, something you not want to do every day. Don't
I'm
go
glad
fighting
she didn't get
crime.
hurt. Yeah.
And in fact, police urge citizens not to subdue suspects, but great story and good for her.
I know it. Now, speaking of police, I interviewed a policeman recently who is actually a jazz musician. How did he get into jazz? Well, it wasn't until his 20s that he discovered he was a jazz musician. His story is very cool. He actually goes to New York City every weekend to play with somebody who's very well known in the jazz industry. Check it out.
Many people have hidden talents they don't let others know about, but some people, like my guest today, didn't even know he had this particular talent. Justin Eccles has been with the Oklahoma City Police Department for 9 years, but it was 7 years ago that he discovered he could play jazz music. Now, this discovery came from a tough time in your life. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. I'd been activated during Operation Iraqi Freedom, and my initial job was to train military policemen. But the first month of the activation, I was injured in a car wreck, and which would alter my career as a police officer with the military and even on my job with Oklahoma City Police Department. And so out of that event, where my spine, was damaged, and I was having to really be conservative about the amount of activity that I was involved in, I kind of sat down at the piano as a way of relaxing and trying to get some sort of therapy, which was an amazing opportunity for me to spend time, just having a hobby. I was typically too busy for stuff like that.
And that's what I was going to ask you. How was it therapy for you?
Playing music it's with any art is very expressive. So you can create emotions through your music, whether it be joy or pain or anger. All of these things can be articulated through an instrument. And so very early on, I began to try to express those kinds of emotions with my instrument. And you don't have to be a sophisticated musician to do that. I mean, this is something you can do very early. So it was a beautiful thing to be able to do at that point in my life.
So tell us about being a police officer and a musician. How does that mix?
I think now it mixes fine. Okay. I think I finally resolved all of my turmoil. At first when I began playing jazz, I didn't want anybody to know. It was a big secret. I didn't want anybody to know. I didn't want my name in the Gazette or anything when the schedules came out. But now I've really gotten to a point where I feel like it's okay to be both. It's okay to be both an artist and a cop. There are no questions of masculinity or any of those things that you would typically struggle with.
So where can people see you play? You said the Skirvin?
I play at the Skirvin Hilton, usually on Thursdays. That might be changing pretty soon, but I play first, second, and fourth Thursday. Nice. And I've been there since the Skirvin opened. I've been very fortunate.
Very nice.
To play there. I also play at Quail Creek and the country clubs, Gaillardia, and a lot of private parties now.
Yeah.
And
very nice.
And so those are my regular gigs here in Oklahoma City.
Now you're heading to Italy. Tell us about this.
I'm heading to Rome. Actually, an hour north of Rome. I'm going to be studying with my teacher Antonio Chiacca.
Who's out of New York,
who's out of New York City at Jazz at Lincoln Center. I was fortunate to be in a situation where I can study with a fabulous pianist, Antonio. So he invited me to go to Rome and to study at workshops that are going on during the Tuscia Jazz Festival there.
Now, do you have a website that people can find?
Yes, my website is jazz405.com.
Very nice, I love it.
Yes, jazz in Oklahoma City's area code.
Yes.
So jazz405. And my website, I try to explain, exactly what I'm doing
Right.
and updating. We're in the process of doing a new website,
Okay.
and new photo shoots and everything coming out.
But your schedule's on there, so people.
Well, my
can-
schedule will be
Great.
on there, and
Great.
even better way is, believe it or not, Facebook. Isn't everybody on Facebook?
Yeah.
Facebook is the best
There we
way.
go.
I try to nurture a fan base.
Yeah,
on
so
Facebook,
Justin
and it's working.
Eccles.
Yeah, so
There
Justin
we
Eccles.
go. Well, thank you so much.
What a great story. Now, his trip to Italy was actually the first time overseas for him, and the jazz festival is the Tuscan Jazz Festival. It's considered one of the most important international jazz festivals. That's great. Good for him that he was able to go to that.
He is really good.
Yeah, very
be sure
good.
be sure to watch him over at the Skirvin and the Red Piano Bar.
That's right.
Truly a talented musician. All right, time for a commercial break. But when we come back, we're going to catch up on the progress at the Devon Tower. You see those skyscraper, it keeps growing in downtown Oklahoma City.
And the Big 12 analysis, we have our sports reporters. They were down in the Irving, Texas area. They're going to tell you all about what the Big 12 is doing this year.
Looking for something to do on the go? Use Wimgo.com on your mobile phone to find the best local events wherever you are. Get the most out of Oklahoma. Log on to Wimgo.com on your phone.
It's all on Wingo.
Need to find a business on the go? Use Wimgo.com on your mobile phone to find the best local merchants wherever you are. Get the most out of Oklahoma. Log on to Wimgo.com on your phone.
It's all on Wingo.
Hello, this is Mary. I can help you.
Hi, my grandma wants to know how to record my show.
Press the guide button on the remote.
Abuelita, toca el botón guide.
Now find your show on the screen and press record.
Ahora busca el programa en la...
Pantalla.
Working hard for every smile. Another reason why Cox is your friend in the digital age.
Need movie times on the go? Use Wimgo.com on your mobile phone to get movie times for all the local theaters wherever you are. Get the most out of Oklahoma. Log on to Wimgo.com on your phone.
It's all on Wingo.
Looking for a great place to eat on the go? Use Wimgo.com on your mobile phone to find the best local restaurants wherever you are. Get the most out of Oklahoma. Log on to Wimgo.com on your phone.
It's all on Wingo.
Welcome back to NewsOK TV. Dave and Angie at Science Museum, Oklahoma. And right now we're in Destination Space area, surrounded by all sorts of space capsules.
Very cool.
Things that went up.
Yeah.
And things that are also going up downtown Oklahoma City is the Devon Tower. It continues its construction.
That's right. The project is on schedule, so that's good news. And because of the economy, the construction bids have actually stayed low. So that's good news as well. Last month, they hit a big milestone with the construction.
We thought today would sort of mark an important milestone in the building of the Devon Tower and the Devon complex that we're looking down over here. Today we've reached the sixth floor, which is significant because that really completes the main structure, the main foundation. And starting now, we will start adding one floor every 8 days. So the building will become a lot more apparent to the entire community here over the next several months because it will come out of the skyline. It'll reach its total height of 850 feet sometime next August or so. So about a year from now, we'll be at its total height. It'll be at 500 feet sometime next spring, which will make it the tallest building in the city at that time. It, of course, is exciting for all of our employees because they're tired of me talking about it. They want to move in now. But unfortunately, it'll be another year and a half or so before that process really starts. Of course, the parking garage was completed. We did that in an incredible time, recognizing that it was going to cause some inconvenience to parkers downtown. That building was built. We worked at record speed to get that done. All of our employees, or almost all of our employees, are there in that parking garage now. And that freed up 1,500 parking spaces in all of the other parking lots downtown, so there's now lots of available space because of the new space that Devon added in our parking garage. There's lots of available space in all of the other parking garages downtown. So that crunch of parking that's been a problem with downtown for many, many years is now over. Not as romantic as the tower and the other building, but in the mechanics of life, finding a place to park is important.
So there are about 6 floors that are already standing, and in September, they're going to get glass on that part of the building. Very, very cool. Now the Devon Tower, the old Devon Tower, is looking at several potential buyers for its headquarters, for the current headquarters. No names have been mentioned yet, though.
All right, moving on from construction to football. We're just weeks away from college football season starting, and you know what that means. It means Big 12 Media Days are held down in the Dallas area, where coaches show up, they bring in 2 or 3 of the key players, and the media gets to talk with them, meet the players, the coaches, their expectations for the upcoming season. NewsOK's Tim Money and Damon Fontenot were down there, as well as the Oklahomans Jenny Carlson and Jake Trotter.
I'm Jenny Carlson here with Jake Trotter at Big 12 Football Media Day in Irving, Texas, day 3, and it was a blockbuster day. Oklahoma and Texas were among the 4 teams here, and Jake, having the Sooners in the house, what was the news of the day coming from the OU camp?
Lots of news and notes. I think a couple of the big things, Adrian Taylor, the defensive tackle, has a broken ankle or coming off a broken ankle. Seems to be progressing well. They feel like he might not be ready for the season opener, but they feel like he'll be ready for the Big 12 opener, and that's going to be key because they're a little bit thin at the defensive tackle position. Coach Toop said today he wants to give DeMarco Murray AD-like carries. That's going to be a lot of carries. I don't think it'll be that many, but certainly you can expect Murray to carry the workload for the first time in his career. And Travis Lewis, I think, it's not really a news item, but you could tell that he's become the vocal leader of this team the way Gerald McCoy was last year, and that's going to be very important.
Maybe disappointing to those of us here and Sooner fans. No wacky outfits from Travis Lewis today, but had a new haircut.
He did. It's I guess it's kind of a mohawk, but not really. I don't know how you would describe it. You probably know better than I what to call it.
Well, we'll leave that to another day. But also here today, Texas Longhorns, obviously, a huge rival for the Sooners. We got our first sort of hands-on with Garrett Gilbert, the new Texas quarterback. What were your impressions of him?
Well, I've actually gotten a chance to watch Gilbert since he was in high school at Lake Travis High in Austin, and the kid has unbelievable potential, good size, and you saw the poise he had in the national championship. I mean, the way he started that game, he could have very easily folded, came back and almost led Texas to a remarkable comeback victory. It's going to be very interesting to watch him and Landry over the next 3 seasons, kind of similar to the way Sam and Colt were there for a long time. They don't really know each other. Gilbert's a little bit younger, a year younger, but I think it's going to be very interesting to watch how they both react, feeling the humongous shoes that they have to fill at both schools.
And that game is only a couple months away, so we have a lot to talk about and look forward to as those teams prepare for their seasons and that game.
Well, as Angie is happy to know, there's plenty more football videos where that come from. We have Bob Stoops, Mike Gundy. Their press conference is pretty much uncut. You can find those on NewsOK.com and get to know the upcoming players as well from the college ranks. And we also have some high school videos previewing the high school season coming up as well.
Hey, so where are we going next in the Science Museum, Oklahoma, Dave?
It's time to explore, Angie. When we come back, we take a look at Explore Zone.
That's right. And also, we'll tell you about Route 66 Bowl and how it's closing its doors, but before it closes its doors, it's having one huge, big Okie twist-off. That's coming up.
Hello, this is Mary. I can help you.
Hi, my grandma wants to know how to record my show.
Press the guide button on the remote.
Abuelita, toca el botón guide.
Now find your show on the screen and press record.
Ahora busca el programa en la
pantalla.
Working hard for every smile. Another reason why Cox is your friend in the digital age.
If you're like me, you meet yourself coming and going. I need a way to stay informed that works with my lifestyle. That's what I get with digital delivery of the Oklahoman. It's fast and easy to use. I get all the news from the print edition, plus access to the past 7 days whenever, wherever I want. You can't beat it.
Your newspaper has evolved. Log on to thenewOklahoman.com to try digital delivery completely free for 15 days.
When you're as busy as I am, it's hard to keep up. Digital delivery of the Oklahoman keeps things simple.
I look up to you for all the things you do. I hope to be like you someday soon.
Working hard for every smile. Another reason why Cox is your friend in the digital age.
Well, thanks for staying with NewsOK TV. All right, we are still here at the Science Museum, Oklahoma. I grew up coming on field trips to this place. Love it. You can still see some old classics here, like the Echo Tube, and also some new stuff, some really fun stuff that I'm a little envious of that these kiddos get to take a part of. It's very cool. Very fun. Great place to spend your summer because it's air conditioned. It's inside.
You're right about that. We're not under the beating sun. And in fact, we're standing right outside an Explorer Zone. And here to tell us more about that with Science Museum is Alex Madison. Thanks for your time today, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Tell us about Explorer Zone.
Explorer Zone is all about inquiry-based learning. It's part of a partnership between museums called XNet. And it's all about just getting kids hands-on with all of the exhibit that we have and just getting them to learn by putting their hands on it. That's really what we want them to do. So.
Very nice. What are some of the different things they can do there?
We have a lot of different stuff. We have a camera where they can make their own movies, frame by frame, kind of teaching them a little bit of animation. They can draw their own cartoons. We've got a shadow box where they can actually leave shadows on the room, teaching them about light. And then there's also one about video feedback where they can look at what video feedback looks like, learning about those images. There's just a lot of really cool stuff in there for them.
I love it. I love it. This place is big, and obviously lots of people still know it by the name of Omniplex. Right. You guys have transitioned over, and it kind of helps represent that you're all-encompassing of science. Right. And tell us about the name.
Well, we changed the name about 2 or 3 years ago from Omniplex to Science Museum Oklahoma, and really our mission now is to enrich people's lives by revealing the wonder and relevance of science. And part of the way that we do that is through exhibits like this where it's hands-on and they can come in and learn. A lot of people are kind of attached to the old name, but we're hopefully doing some new things in here that people can get excited about and can get behind.
Definitely. And kiddos can enjoy this, but I think adults can too.
Adults can enjoy it. We've got a lot of stuff in here for adults. So we've got everything from Kid Space, where kids can come in at a very young age and play with what I think is one of the most fun things in the museum, our water table, and play with water there. But we've got things for adults as well. We've got our Science Live explosion show where they can come in and learn about the science behind explosions and liquid nitrogen and some other really cool stuff. So I definitely get to do some different stuff at this job than I've ever done before. So
it's one of the happiest places in the city right here.
It is one of the happiest
places. You look around, everybody's having fun and a good time, and that's going to be a fun environment for you to work in as well.
It is. It really is. You know, I was just putting this on my Facebook the other day that, oh, hey, a giant robot just walked by my office, and this is probably one of the only places I can say that we have that. But yeah, it's really hard to walk around in here without a smile on your face because there's always something to look at, always something to do.
The planetarium?
Planetarium, we've got some really cool shows in there. Come in and see Night Sky. You can look at all the constellations. They'll actually show you the constellations that are out here in Oklahoma, in our part of the world, and they'll tell you a little bit about the stories behind them and some of the mythology that's behind them as well. So
love it.
Outstanding and a fun place to be. And Alex, thank you very much for your time,
yes,
for your expertise.
And before you leave, tell us your website.
Website, sciencemuseumok.org if you want to find out more information, ticket times, and museum hours.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What a fun place to be, whether
Absolutely.
You're a kid or an adult, I must say. Okay, so another place that's been around for years is 66 Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I used to bowl there when I was a kid. What about you?
I bowled there before, over on Route 66 in Bethany.
Yeah, well, they are actually closing their doors, but they're going to have a big send-off, actually. So we're going to show you that, what to expect at 66 Bowl coming up.
NewsOK, Oklahoma's website.
Dave, it is game time.
Angi NewsOK is covering OU and OSU football from all the angles.
With photos, videos, live chats, blogs, and text alerts.
From coaches, players, predictions, and analysis.
With the most sports reporters covering the games.
So you'll never miss a thing.
Stay with NewsOK for your team's latest news.
Powered by the Oklahoman. NewsOK, Oklahoma's website.
I look up to you for all the things you do. I hope to be like you someday soon. 'Cause I look
Working hard for every smile. Another reason why Cox is your friend in the digital age.
Welcome to the big leagues of high school sports. Varsity, NewsOK's new high school sports page, featuring the best high school sports coverage anywhere. Varsity dedicates experienced reporters to all the local schools from Edmond to Norman, and everyone and anyone from Goodwill to Idabel. And Varsity allows you to join the coverage. Upload your photos, join the discussion with the Oklahoma's reporters on their blogs, and follow the Twitter feed and live scoreboards. NewsOK's new high school sports page, Varsity, the best high school sports coverage anywhere.
NewsOK, Oklahoma's website.
Well, welcome back to NewsOK TV. It's Angie and Dave here at the Science Museum, Oklahoma. Lots of action going on around here. Very fun. Kids everywhere. I actually grew up going on field trips here. It was obviously called something else then, but Science Museum Oklahoma is a classic. You got to come and check it out with your kiddos. Now, somewhere else I also went when I was a youngster was It does. Route 66 Bowl. Did you ever go?
Absolutely. 66 Bowl out on Route 66 in Bethany. It's been a long-standing tradition out there. They have one last party as the bowling alley is going to close. It's going to reopen as a grocery store, I believe. The Oklahomans Robert Medley and Kyle Roberts checked out that closing party.
My baloney has a first name, it's O-S-C-A-R. My baloney has a second name, it's M-A-Y-E-R. Oh, I love to eat it every day, and if you ask me why, I'll say, 'cause Oscar Mayer has a way with B-O-L-O-G-N-A. The Okie Twist Off is we call it a custom culture event. We like to have a lot of cool old cars. We like to have a bunch of cool music, both old and new. Musically, it spans garage, rockabilly, punk rock, drummer karaoke, you name it. We try to keep it interesting. We have vendors, we have bowling here at the 66 Bowl, we have sword swallowers, flame spitters, bullwhip artists.
They've been doing shows like this on the east and west coast. There wasn't anything quite like it here. It's like, we can do it, we can try, we can pull it off.
It's a two-day event. It goes on Friday night at 7 o'clock, August 6th. We start the deal with day one of the music festival. We're going to have, I think, about 12 bands there that night, featuring Psychocharger from New York City and the Hickoids from Austin, Texas as our headliners. Come Saturday, August 7th, it's going to kick off at noon with the Ratty Bastards Pre-65 Car Show. You got a rod that you think is all of that, then bring it on out and put it in the show.
Oh, I just enjoy the people and being here and seeing the venue and seeing all the diversity of the people in the crowd that shows up. We have people that are 75 and 80 years old with old cars that show up, and old hot rodders that have been around forever, and they think it's just really the coolest thing in the world. And then we have the people that are in the middle of the road that have extremely high dollar cars and not like anything we have, but they still appreciate the venue and they appreciate the vehicles that are here.
Unfortunately, yes, this is the de facto closing party for the 66 Bowl. 66 Bowl celebrated its 50th year. This year it had a wonderful party with Wanda Jackson, and it's just, it is a victim of the economic times. They decided instead of going out with a whimper, they're going to go out with a bang. So we're going to have a great party. There's going to be no long faces, and we're all going to try to celebrate all the fun we've had.
The whole thing is developed for nothing but a good time. You know, if you don't enjoy what you're doing with us, then you need to go do something else. It's that simple.
It's kind of like what the old punk rock guys said, you know, if there isn't a scene, make a scene. And that's what we're doing.
So that's it of 66 Bowl as we reach the end of this show. Classic cars, bands. What else would you expect for a closing party there?
I'm so glad that they are going out with a bang.
They went out with a bang, people. All right, big thanks to Science Museum Oklahoma for hosting us today. This is a lot of fun. Be sure to come visit this place, check out the website, find out hours and ticket information, and for more videos that you've seen on this show, go to NewsOK.com.
Yep, we'll see you next week.